Hi guys, and welcome to episode 7 of More About Culture. Alright y'all, so let's just go ahead and jump right on in. So I'm going to give my black business for the day, which is going to be Annie Rue's Carry Out and Catering. They sell good soul food. They also do a all-you-can-eat crab on the first of every month. They haven't been doing it as of recently due to coronavirus. The restaurant is actually owned by my aunt, Ruthie Daniels. Great soul food. I just went Saturday, had me some fried chicken, seafood dressing, dang, what else I had? Yellow rice with some gravy on it and some green beans, and they have an amazing pineapple punch. I get it every time I go. Get a little ice in it. Big thing of pineapple punch. You would enjoy it. The address for them is 2851 Edgewood Avenue North. Check them out. Get you some good food. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop into the topics for today. My first topic, of course, y'all know I'm obsessed with this story. So I have a Meg Thee Stallion update. It's like every week something new happens, but we still don't know the particulars of what happened. So first, before I get into Meg Thee Stallion, I'm gonna start off with Drea first. So as I told y'all last week, Drea made some dumb comments in regards to the Meg Thee Stallion situation. As of this week, it's been reported that she has been dropped from Savage 50 due to her comments. Prime example of sometimes it's better to keep your mouth shut. And that's all I had to say for Drea. Now, as far as Meg Thee Stallion, she went live a couple of days ago just to let us know, that she was okay. She did let us also know that she was shot in both of her feet, that she had to have surgery, but it didn't hit any bones, any tendons, or things like that. So it was good to see that she's doing well as far as her health-wise. Mental health, I don't think she's doing okay. She did go into, how she basically was trying to compensate for the fact that she doesn't have either of her parents in her life anymore, and how she tried to fill those voids with hanging around people who she thought were her friends and they weren't. So I think it's more than Tory Lanez. I think it's something bigger than what we think it is, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. I do hope she is okay when all this is over. I hope her mental health is okay. I hope that she surrounds herself with people that really care about her. We all go through that in a point of our lives where we are around a bunch of people when we're trying to fill some type of void, and eventually you do learn who's for you and who's not for you. I had to learn and still am learning. It's just a work in progress. She's young. She's 25. That's usually when you really start finding out, what's really going on. I hope she's okay though, and hopefully again next week we'll have more information on this subject. Hopefully we will find out what's going on. Tory Lanez hasn't said nothing. I'm assuming his lawyers advised him not to say nothing. It's an open case. So I don't know. I just really want to know what happened with that. Also, last week I meant to mention that J. Cole dropped 2 new songs. And let me get the name of those songs. I don't want to misquote them. I'm not going to even lie. I only listened one time. I have some takes about J. Cole. Before I say what I say though, I do want to say that J. Cole is one of my favorite rappers. So when I say these things, it's not hating or anything like that. This is just coming from a fan someone who's been a fan for years and just wants, Cole to reach the best of his ability. He's already one of the best, but he could do more. He had 2 songs released last week, one called The Climb Back and one called Lion King on Ice. like I said, I'm gonna have to listen to them again, but they were Cole songs. I mean, Cole is always gonna rap good. You're gonna get substance. You're gonna get good bars. That's nothing out of the norm. My issue with J. Cole is I want him to get other producers. I'm sick of J. Cole producing his own songs. I'm sorry, y'all. I just want a different sound for J. Cole. And I want J. Cole to have features. He did explain why he doesn't have features. He doesn't trust people and things of that nature. And that's cool. But come on, Cole. You've been in the game, it's been like 10, almost 15 years at this point. Let's get some J. Cole and Wale. Let's get some J. Cole and Hove. Let's get some J. Cole and Big Sean. You don't even have to go all out the way to get these features. You're signed to Roc Nation. Get some of those people on the label to do songs with you. Heck, just do something that we would never expect. Give me a J. Cole and a Quavo. J. Cole and a Travis Scott. I don't care. I just want J. Cole and somebody. And I want different sounding beats. He has collaborated with the guy, with the producer T Minus, but you've done several songs with him, and I feel like at this point y'all kind of produce the same way. So it's just J. Cole's music is starting to just sound so repetitive to me. I just want something new. I want to hear J. Cole on Justice League's beats. I want to hear J. Cole on Just Blaze beats. I want to hear J. Cole on Metro beats. I want to hear J. Cole on Must Be. I just want to hear him on something new and different. Hopefully with this new album he does give us that. I'm kind of over the whole I'm a loner and I grew up in Fayetteville and I did this and I went to college and I like, bro, I'm over that. As I said, I love J. Cole, but I don't want to hear that. For example, okay, J. Cole branched out and did a song with 21 Savage a lot. Guess what? Won a Grammy. Did the London with Young Thug. One of the biggest songs of last year. Like, why can't you give us more of that? That's all we want. Real Cole fans want to see something different. That's it. We don't want you to go too far out the way. I ain't saying rap about drug dealing or nothing like that. But, I mean, my Lord, just... You rich, like, give us some bossed up bars. I don't know. It's just supposed to be something different, and you're under the tutelage of, ooh, good word. You're under the tutelage of Jay-Z. Like, just give me something different. I know Jay-Z, the way he works is his approach is kind of hands off. He kind of let them do their own thing. But I don't know what kind of conversations he has with Hov, but I wish Hov would be like, hey man, listen, they want something different. Everybody has to have that transition at some point, and like I said, the content can stay the same. We just want to hear it in a different way. Jay-Z has been Jay-Z has been giving us coke bars and luxurious, like bossed up bars, flashy bars. We've been getting kind of the same thing from Hov for 20 plus years. The difference is it always sounds different. It's a different sound. 444 is different from American Gangster. American Gangster is different from the Blueprint. Blueprint is different from Magna Carta. You don't have to stray away from the subject line. It's just about the sound. We just want a different sound. That's all that we're asking for. And yes, I'm speaking for everybody in the Cole fan base. If y'all feel differently than me, of course, as always, drop your thoughts in the comments. To my next subject, Jeezy and Gucci. Okay, so Jeezy was recently on the Expeditiously podcast with T.I. where they discussed, their beefs with Gucci Mane. And T.I. basically said, that he would like to have a sit down with Gucci, so they can hash out their differences or whatever like that. I don't really know what T.I. and Gucci's beef was in the first place. If y'all know that, please drop it in the comments, because I'm not informed of why they were beefing. I only know about Jeezy and Gucci because Jeezy is my favorite rapper. So I always, keep up with that. As far as Jeezy and Gucci making up, I would love to see it, do from, I mean, because that's my generation. You know, we grew up listening to Jeezy and Gucci. I'm from Florida. You know, that's what we listened to in the club. That's what we was listening to in our cars. That was a big chunk of my high school life, was Jeezy and Gucci music. But their beef wasn't just regular rap beef. People got hits put on them. People were killed. Like, it was deeper than that. I personally don't ever see that beef being squashed. Jeezy did say that they did attempt to squash it before, but Jeezy got locked. I mean, not Jeezy, sorry. Gucci got locked up, and it kind of put a strain on what they had going on. And they just never, you know, went back to try to reconcile. I just think it's too late for that. I may be wrong. I'm not a street person. I'm not a street dude, so I don't know how beef like that is squashed, but I would assume when bodies start getting dropped, it get difficult to do any type of reconciliation. If they do make up, as I said on my Facebook page yesterday, if y'all follow me on Facebook, if they do make up, that'd be great for the culture, but I'm gonna keep it a bean. I don't want to hear any Gucci and Jeezy collabs. Like I said, Jeezy is my favorite rapper. You know, Gucci is high on my list as well, but they've both came to a point in their careers where I never want to hear them rap again. I would have loved to hear Gucci and Jeezy song 5 to 10 years ago, but in 2020 I don't want to hear it. You know, Jeezy is in love with his girlfriend and he got that going on, and Gucci, you know, he's married now and got their little stuff going on. They both, you know, grown men. They're not out in the street like that no more, so I don't really want to hear street bars from y'all, because y'all not really living like that no more, even though that never leaves you, because that was them. But I just don't want to hear it. It's not believable when I hear it anymore, especially from Jeezy. Gucci is somewhat, yeah, but Jeezy, nah, I don't want to hear it. If they do make up, I'd love to see a Jeezy and Gucci concert and they just perform the classics, but I don't want any new Jeezy music, any new Jeezy or Gucci music. Okay, so on to the next thing. I have 2 Chainz and Ross are doing a versus on August 6th. Nobody seems really happy about it. I personally would have preferred to see Ross and T.I. or Ross and Jeezy. Ross and Jeezy especially, I think that's the one that everybody kind of wanted to see. I don't know how we got 2 Chainz and Ross. I'm personally not mad at it. I think a lot of people are asleep on 2 Chainz catalog. I don't think he's going to beat Ross though. I don't think it's going to be a complete blowout like everybody thinks it's going to be. A lot of people thought Snoop was going to blow DMX out the water last week, and he didn't. I was one of those people that thought that as well, and you see how that turned out. So we could get a surprise with 2 Chainz and Ross. I don't think 2 Chainz is going to beat Rick Ross though. Rick Ross is one of the most consistent rappers out right now. He's constantly dropping projects. He keeps a song out. So I just don't see 2 Chainz beating him. But like I said, I feel like people are asleep on 2 Chainz catalog. The True Religion mixtape, the Boats album, Pretty Girls Love Trap Music. I think people are kind of asleep on the stuff that he has. People more so look to him for his singles. I don't know if people really listen to 2 Chainz album. 2 Chainz got some stuff that could compete with Ross. He just not beating Ross. Because I don't see anything that 2 Chainz can play that'll beat Diced Pineapples. I don't see anything that 2 Chainz can play that'll beat Aston Martin Music. I don't see anything that 2 Chainz could play that would beat a lot of stuff that Rick Ross played. The thing with 2 Chainz and Rick Ross though, I consider them to be B-side artists. And when I say that is a lot of their good music aren't the singles. So if you're not familiar with 2 Chainz and Rick Ross music like that, it doesn't seem exciting to you. But if you're familiar with their catalog, I think it's a decent matchup. But I got Ross for the win. Plus I'm biased, so it just is what it is with that. Okay. I also want to touch on the No Limit documentary that aired yesterday. It's 5 parts. 2 parts aired yesterday. I'm not going to give too much away because I don't know how many people watched it. I'm one of those people that like to watch stuff in real time as soon as they come on. I know everybody isn't like that. A lot of people like to wait for stuff to come out and then they binge it. But it's just a lot of information that I didn't know about Master P and how No Limit was started. To see him come from the Calio projects in New Orleans and to see where he is now, like once y'all watch that documentary, it's really gonna kind of blow y'all mind, because Master P mindset was always he was going to be a boss, and he never gave up on that thought, and where it took him is just amazing. I'm very excited for the next 2 parts. The next 2 parts air next Wednesday, and then August 12th, there's a 5-part documentary on the Rough Riders. That's the one I'm really excited to see, because Rough Riders was one of my absolute favorite I guess you would say conglomerates or rap crews of the 90s and 2000s. DMX, Eve, Swizz, you know, it was a big deal to us back in the day. So I'm really excited to see that. Now, to my main subject for today, which is the reason for the title of the episode, which is respect, is Usher and Chris Brown. So, Chris Brown went out to say that he feels like nobody is able to see him in a versus. So, of course, everybody said Usher. And he kind of shot it down like on some, like I said, ain't nobody seeing me. I love Chris Brown. I'm one of the biggest Chris Brown fans. So when I make my points, I'm not coming from bias. I'm probably a bigger fan of Chris Brown than I am Usher, honestly. But we're going to state facts today. We're not going to state fan facts. We're going to state real life facts today. Usher is beating Chris Brown in a versus. I don't know why people think Chris Brown is going to beat Usher in any type of versus. And this is not, you know, putting down Chris Brown catalog, because Chris Brown got one of the best catalogs, period. But he ain't Usher. Until Chris Brown gets a classic album like Confessions, I don't want to hear about it. Confessions is still today the best R&B album of all time. It's no other album that anybody can present to me that's better than Confessions. Confessions went 10 times platinum. That's diamond. Chris Brown has not done that. He hasn't. He hasn't done that. Chris Brown, and like I said, when I'm making my points, this is not from a bias. I am a bigger Chris Brown fan than an Usher fan. When I think about Usher, it's not hard for me to point out classic stuff for Usher. I know 8701 is a classic. I know Confessions is a classic. When I think about Chris Brown's bodies of work, it's hard for me to decipher what is a classic for Chris Brown. Chris Brown, to me, has more classic songs than he does albums. But Usher has them both. Usher has Yeah. It's nothing that Chris Brown would play in a versus that's going to beat Yeah. I don't care. Usher has You Got It Bad. It's nothing that Chris Brown is going to play that's going to beat You Got It Bad. Usher has My Boo. There's nothing that Chris Brown is going to play that is going to beat My Boo. Usher has Burn. Like, these are like classic songs. These are timeless songs. That's another difference with Chris Brown and Usher to me. Usher's music is timeless. It is 2020. Confessions came out. Let me not misquote it. Give me 1 second. Okay. Confessions came out in 2004. That music still sounds current. A lot of that music that Chris Brown came out with, you cannot play that stuff. Me being a 31-year-old woman, as much as I love Chris Brown, I'm not riding in my car and listening to Running. I'm not riding around in my car listening to Give Me That. I'm not riding around in my car listening to Wall to Wall. Usher, when it all boils down to it, Usher will always be the king. I don't care if Confessions came out 30 years ago, and yes, I'm going to keep referencing that, because when you have that type of body of work, you can always reference that. Chris Brown does not have a Confessions, and that just is what it is. And you know, a couple people made comments like, what? Somebody said something real crazy about Usher, and they was just like, because I brought up the fact, you know, that Usher went diamond, and they tried to present it on some, well, that's because, you know, the way stuff was then is different now, and that's true. But to have gone diamond back then, to me, is a bigger deal than doing it now. I don't even know if people have gone diamond since they started the whole streaming process. Chris Brown has gone platinum, you know, since the whole streaming era has happened. But to go diamond then, that means that 10 million people got up out of their bed, went to the store, and purchased your album. We literally can stream music over the phone, and people are not getting 10 million album sales. They're not getting them. And it should be way easier now. So when people try to have that argument with me, it doesn't make sense. It takes 30 seconds of somebody to stream a song and it count. So people not even giving y'all a good 30 seconds for y'all to get the 10 million. So you can't argue with me about Usher Raymond. You just cannot do it. Usher has been popping since the 90s. And I don't care what y'all say. If Usher drop an album right now, people are still going to go get it. It's not my fault that because people, oh well, he ain't had nothing good since 2000 and whatever. No, he's had good music since then. It's not my fault y'all didn't listen to it. That mixtape album, whatever it was he dropped with Zaytoven, was fire. Y'all chose not to listen to it. That's not Usher's fault. It's not Usher's fault that y'all chose not to take 2 seconds on your phone and say, let me check it out. And I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear no trap Usher. But the rest of these R&B singers doing trap music. That's what they doing. Chris Brown do trap. Y'all listen to that. He didn't start off making music like that. So y'all got to stop with the, I don't want to hear trap R&B. Yes, y'all do. Bryson Tiller made a full album called Trap Soul, and y'all loved it. So you can't give me, I don't want to hear trap Usher. Usher has honestly been kind of giving y'all hip hop feels with R&B since the 90s. He's been giving y'all that. He's just trying to adjust with the times. That tape was fire. It was fire. And can't nobody tell me that it wasn't. I advise that y'all take times out of your day, if you haven't, and stream Usher's A with Zaytoven. Highly recommend Peace Sign. Favorite song on there. And Say What You Want. I would advise y'all listen to that. Usher has always given y'all an Atlanta feel with R&B. It's nothing different. And like I said, I'm not saying any of this to crap on Chris Brown, because Chris Brown is in my top 3 of all time. Like I said, I enjoy Chris Brown. I don't enjoy it. Well, I'm more of a fan of Chris Brown than I am of Usher. But when I'm saying what I'm saying, it's just to speak facts. And Chris Brown is not beating Usher in no versus competition. Yes, Chris Brown music might be better than Usher's music as of now, but that's because Usher ain't dropping nothing. And that's just what it is. They had a song together, New Flame. Usher smoked Chris Brown on that song. It's debatable, I guess, but I feel like Usher was better on New Flame than Chris Brown. That's just me though. Y'all drop y'all feelings in the comments. I also posted a list of their songs side by side on my Facebook page. You can find me on Facebook at Christina Cummins if you want to check the list out. Other than that, that's it for me this week. I will see you guys next week. Hopefully we'll have another Meg Thee Stallion update. I will definitely be talking about the 2 Chainz and Rick Ross verses. I will record after that happens. I will also discuss, you know what, next video I want to get into a deep dive of Grey's Anatomy, because I've been binge watching it. I'm currently on season 12, and I have some evaluations on some characters that I want to get into, but I'll do that next week because I'm already running my mouth. But okay, see you guys later. Bye.